Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby. I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Can't you see it's way past time? How explicit do I have to be? I mean, I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you. I'll show you.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I love to put these little messages to you guys in the comments first thing, and I got carried away watching my own show opener. Sorry. Am I self-absorbed? Maybe, but the 4 agreement says don't take anything personally. How did that fit in? Anyway, as you can clearly see, I am yet again channeling Louise Jefferson. George! Still catching up from Vegas. Still catching up. 1 minute I'm full of energy, blah, 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 all over the place. Could be the ADHD. And then the next second I'm like, what time is it? And Brian said, honey, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. 59, y'all, 59. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Louise Lauren Harris Jefferson. That's right. And I'm so happy to be here. I tell you all the time, I don't think I'd rather be anywhere else in the world, perhaps maybe Fiji, than right here with you guys. That's the bell of purpose dinging over there. It's not just some gadget. It's not just a show prop. It is an opportunity. How? It is an opportunity because when you hear it ring, it means that something wonderful is in the air. It means that someone has dropped a comment, someone of the guest, maybe even me in a rare moment, has said something worthy of backing the car up, you know? Just because you find it in the middle of the road doesn't mean it's roadkill. If you look closely, you might want to take it with you and use it for some soul fill. There it is. Now, yesterday was good. We had a good time, didn't we? Didn't we? Yeah. I am no longer concerned about having to run the show all by my lonesome when the guest doesn't show up, because you guys, every one of you, poured into me yesterday so much that I carried it till now, right? And here it is. I'm bringing it back, paying it forward. Listen, say hello to each other in the comments, will you? Tell us where you're at in the world today. We're doing a recap show, and also we're taking a play from the networks. When they do the crossover shows, we're doing that today. Today is actually a crossover show, part one, wherein I have DANO of Weekly Dose of DANO, who joined us. And we were all together in Las Vegas this past weekend. A week ago today, we got there, flew by. And I'm on his show tonight, Weekly Dose of DANO. He'll tell you more about that. Where we pick up, it's a crossover thing, right? So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited that you're here. So share the broadcast out right now. I got a lot of pictures to show. I don't know if DANO brought any. And we also have John Akonda, who was here just not long ago promoting his book, which we promoted at the Star Trek convention in Las Vegas. And he came in and did something that we're going to wait and tell you about when he gets in here. It was absolutely wonderful. And so if you have any questions, everybody was saying, did you make sure you take lots of pictures? What is it? You guys, everybody wanted to see the people that were dressed up, and they were dressed up. Let me tell you, I found a spot at the bar. Oh, well, of course I did. It was either the bar or a slot machine. What else is there, right? So anyway, at the bar where you could have coffee for $3.85 and sit there, and all the Star Trek attendees came walking right past you. So I jump up, excuse me, can I take your picture? And, after getting spit on a couple times, slapped one time, and then pushed into the bartender 2 times, I finally got it down and just quit asking and just started taking the pictures. I'm kidding. I made all that up. So anyway, next week I'm going to tell you something else that happened, but not until then. Remind me, okay? So you guys, they've been here before individually, but never together. So that means this is a first. You know what we do when we have a first on Bathrobe Moments. We pour our hearts into the conversation. We put some hearts on the screen. Come on, let me see them. There we go. Put some hearts on the screen as we bring to the stage my guests for today. Well, I don't know. I'll start with John Akonda, also known as Mark HATTAS, also known as that strange guy that did a blessing thing. I don't know what he named that character last Friday night, but we'll find out. And then what's that big head boy's name? Oh yeah, DANO ECHEVARRIA. He's here. I'm kidding. His head really isn't that big. I'm just letting you know, because TV adds something. His head is not as big as you're going to think on the screen. He's going to get me when he gets in here. I had to say something. Oh, I got to back us off. That head really is big. Oh, there. Ooh, there. Where are you, DANO?
So right now, I'm not in the Weekly Dose studio. I'm actually in Maryland for today. I'm right outside of D.C. I'm leaving today, though.
What are you doing there?
Oh, there was like a little networking event that just happened. It was called Burbiz, and it's an honor to support the veterans, doing like a networking event.
Oh, well. I go to Vegas and tell you about it and invite you, and you come. You go somewhere and you don't tell nobody nothing. Okay, I see. Y'all see how it is, right? Text me privately, everybody. Tell me what I ought to do about that. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show. Oh, hi, John Akonda.
Hey there.
AKA Mark HATTAS 0.
Oh yeah, that's a typo. Add a 0.
No, it's HATTASO.
HATTASO.
Welcome to the show, Mark HATTAS. Before we get into things, do you remember did you name your character?
John Akonda. That was John Akonda, straight up.
Oh, and look at you talking all hip and everything. Well, I was Printa, okay, the presider of the man. What a great thing that was. The what was it called? Gratitude Festival, y'all. See, man, do I have to remember everything around here? I'm the oldest. Okay, so Dano, I like that background, even if it isn't yours. It's nice. You're gonna, just wait till I'll see you later today on some kind of call. So welcome, you guys. Have you guys caught up on sleep and whatnot from our trip to Las Vegas?
Nope.
I know, Dano. I feel that. Me either.
Nope, not at
Mark?
all.
I am all caught up. Yeah.
Well, you actually weren't in Vegas.
I was not.
You joined us via satellite.
Via satellite in Texas. I was down in Texas.
So you were still traveling. Now you're back. You just live a couple miles from me here in Naperville. Feels good to be home, right?
It does. I love being home.
Yes. So before we get into it, for people that are here that may not know who you all are from Adam, let's help everybody understand who you are. Daniel, go ahead and say hello. Tell everybody where you reside, what you do, and why in the world you were so selfish and didn't invite me to come to Maryland. Explain it.
So, hello to everybody watching. My name is Dano. I'm the television show host of Weekly Dose of Dano TV. I'm also the associate producer of the E360 television network. What I do is I want to show people to look at the positive things of every situation. I want to change the paradigms from the negative to positive. Because as we all know, during these crazy times, it's so easy to look anywhere, whether it's social media, whether it's the news stations, and you can always find a negative story. But what about the positive? I feel like that's where the blessings truly are. And the reason I didn't invite you is because I didn't know if you were still sleeping.
Whatever. So anyway, I don't know what happened to him. Must be bad connection in that hotel. Oh, well. So there you go, everybody. That was... What was his name? I don't even remember.
Dano.
Okay, there.
I'm going to get you later on the show. Don't you worry.
I feel light. What are you talking about? I plan on being a no-show.
I'll have to pull a page out of your book and ask the people to come on and share their experiences.
We'll see how that works out. Okay, we're done. So we, John Akonda. Now, explain why we're looking at two. Oh, you went in and took that. Oh, you forgot to put the other parenthesis in. So
I'm just going to make it John. I'm going all. There we go. All in. John Akonda right there.
There you go. I didn't know you could do that while we were on the screen.
It is little Hamburglar thing. And
well, you're techie because you used to have a tech company.
There you go.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, Mark, and how you got here.
Well, so you want me to talk about the Vegas thing? Or you want
no, not yet. Just overall who you are and
You know what? So I built and sold a tech company and went through a spiritual emergence, bipolar episode, call it what you will. And for 3 years navigated that mental illness, told I wouldn't get well. And thankfully through, prayer and grace and amazing human beings, was able to navigate through that, got healthy, and have now committed to support others in their path, mental, emotional, spiritual well-being. So that's kind of what I've been focused on. We've got a nonprofit that, spends a lot of time bringing resources out for people. And more recently, I wrote this book under a pen name, John Akonda, called Prisoner of War, that just came out August 14th. And it's a futuristic look at a mental health pandemic. It gets pretty wild.
Yeah, I actually started your book last night. And I think I got about 6 words in before I fell asleep. Not that I fell asleep because the book was boring. I fell asleep because I was asleep before I got in there. I'm kidding. I listened to actually the first couple chapters and it was really great. Then I really did get sleepy and turned it off. And I'm going to go back and finish it over the weekend. So you guys, that book that we're talking about, Prisoner of War, is going to be yours today and any day. It doesn't have to be today, but I want you to get it as soon as possible. ASAP. And here's the great thing about it. It's positioned so that no matter what you are what position you are financially, it can be yours. For whatever the donation, I'll have Mark explain that later when I throw the connectors to where you can go to pick up this wonderful book. I really encourage you all to pick up a few right now. Get ahead of the shopping season. This is the kind of book that will benefit everyone you pay it forward with. And I know that for a fact because nowadays, I mean, come on now. We all have something that is mental health. We all have physical health. You all have a brain. So how can you not have mental health, right? So it's that difference between mental health and mental illness. Mental health, I don't know why there's such a problem with people talking about it. You know, I get that stigma that we're trying to dispel as far as any of that. Mental health, mental illness, so what? But we got to start somewhere. And this book is a great springboard for that. So more on that as we get further into the broadcast. Again, right now, who wants a blessing? Anybody? Raise your hand. I see you. Put it in the comments. If you want a blessing, put it in the comments. Just say, I want a blessing right now in the comments. And then I'm going to tell you how to get it. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to wait till everybody gets it in there. And I was moisturizing while you were talking, Mark. Sorry about that. But, you know.
You look very smooth.
From this.
Very smooth.
See that? Look at that. See how they just left? I wonder. Nope. Did we learn nothing from Mickey Rourke? That's all I'm going to say. So, Dano, you look tanned. That must be from hanging out in the pool. Yeah, we had a good time. What?
The Vegas sun is no joke.
No, it ain't. I'm not kidding you. I had to get out of it. I swear, I was beginning to look like Idi Amin. Nobody knows who he was, but let's just say very dark. Very dark. And I have actually burned before. Have you ever seen a black person with sunburn? I looked like a giraffe. I'm not kidding, because it would peel and there'd be a lighter color. Everything was there. It was like horrible, like a crossword puzzle, you know, and not a good one, not the kind you want to hang on your wall, if you know what I mean. So anyway, yeah, Vegas was hot, not just outside, but inside the Rio where everything was happening, a la Star Trek. And we can't forget our host, Gaze in Space. Yes, we had a great time with them. And let me see, where is that photo? I loaded up a bunch of pictures, and I want to start actually. Where's the Gaze in Space photo? I had to delete. I had so many pictures. It told me I was limited, so I had to get rid of some stuff. Sorry, Gaze in Space. Your promo photo had to go. It had to go. But I have a lot of stuff loaded today. Okay, Mark, have you ever been in Vegas during a Star Trek convention in person?
I have never. I've been to Vegas, but not during Star Trek convention time.
Have you ever dressed in a Star Trek costume?
Never.
Have you ever visited a foreign planet that you can talk about?
Not on the show, no.
Have you ever watched an episode of Star Trek?
Yes.
Oh, finally. Okay. Okay, what is your favorite? Is it the Deep Space Nine, the more modern things, or is it the old school Star Trek with William Shatner and Nichelle Nichols and all of them?
I mean, I like the modern stuff. I think the modern stuff's really good, but I think the most memorable one for me was the one with, is it Khan, where the bug goes in the ear and eats out the guy's brain. It was like old school Star Trek movies when I was growing up.
Didn't catch that one.
Yeah, that was freaky. That turned me off from Star Trek for a little while.
But yet and still it's your favorite, or did you just say most memorable?
It was my most memorable.
Mm-hmm. Dano, were you familiar with Star Trek before you got there?
Nope, not at all. I
know I wasn't really either.
Yeah, still haven't even seen a single episode of Star Trek. Anything.
Well, you watched a whole decade's worth this weekend, whether you realize it or not. So let's talk about why we were there. I thought I knew. I really did. I really thought I knew. Dan Devey had explained it. Dan Devey is the founder, you all, the brainchild of Gaze in Space, which is a nonprofit working tirelessly to raise awareness and bridge the gap as far as LGBTQ or any marginalized people being misrepresented or underrepresented in sci-fi books, documentaries, papers, television shows, and of course movies. And so not just the Star Trek platform, but all sci-fi. And one of the things I've mentioned here over the last couple of weeks that really just grabbed me by the collar and pulled me into what they were doing was when Dan Devey explained to me about how when they were deciding on, back in the 50s, or 60s rather, about the interracial kiss with William Shatner and Nichelle Nichols, which went around the world with no internet help, we might add. It was either going to be that, or should we put a gay character in? And they were told, no, don't put a gay character in, because by the time the year that it's set in, when that time really happens, they will have cured that ailment. So anyway, that I thought was, what in the world? That's like saying, oh, we don't need a black person in there. We'll have cured that by the time, right? There won't be any black people by then. Come on now. So anyway, that was, and what I love too about them, meaning Gays in Space, is that it's not just about something for today. I mean, and not just something for 10 years from now. They're doing stuff that bridges. I mean, we're talking, when we'll be able to transport ourselves and, all that kind of stuff. So I just really enjoyed it, and I was shocked, and just so grateful. I was amazed that the people that they have attracted, their tribe, if you will, are some of the most wonderful, authentic, real people. People that needed a place, that said that they had been invisible for many times, didn't fit in anywhere, this, that, and the other. How many of us have felt that way before? If you've ever felt invisible, if you ever felt like what you had to say, nobody wanted to listen to, on and on and on. If you've ever been that person, say, I know what that feels like, or say something. That was me. Put it in the comments. I want to know, because we need, see what I'm saying, Mark? Thank you for that. Oh, so Daniel, you ain't never felt invisible?
No, I mean, no, not really. I've always had somebody to lean on, thankfully. Whether it's my brother or my mother,
Hi, honey. Good morning.
Whether it's my brother or my mother, they were always there, lending me an ear.
Go somewhere again and not invite me. You're going to know what it feels like to be invisible. Just like that. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm done. Am I hanging on to it? Am I beating it to death, you guys? Anyway, I'm just kidding. So, okay. So, but there are a lot of people, and Mark, I know you resonate with this, so let's talk, before we get into the fun pictures and stuff. Tell me, Mark, when you came and did the blessing, explain that whole thing, because we did a gratitude festival where all of the attendees Friday night, was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night, brought with them here all those things they felt didn't serve them anymore, things they wanted to get rid of. And I explained a little bit yesterday on the show, and they wrote them on these scrolls. Now in the show, they burned them, but of course we weren't getting kicked out of that penthouse suite, so we didn't burn them. They ripped them up and then they threw them into the netherworld, if you will. And I was transformed every time a person went through that experience, because I was sitting there putting tattoos on their hands, and I saw a literal change, not only in them, but felt it within myself. So really life-changing for me. So Mark, tell us about this character and this blessing, and why you thought it was such a nice tie-in, not only with what we were doing there with the Gays in Space organization and their attendees, but how it ties into what John Anaconda is standing for with his book, Prisoner of War.
Anaconda.
Did I say Anaconda? I told you that name
You
was
did.
set up. I'm telling you, how many of you already have said it, Anaconda? Put it in the comments. I thought I said Anaconda too. Tell the truth.
Hey, it's memorable.
It's a great icebreaker at parties. I can't wait to be a Rotary or something with you. Oh Lord, that's gonna be fun.
John, what?
What did he say? Right.
So the character that I played the other night came on in all white, dressed up as a spiritual teacher, and did this ancient galactic chant. It's a healing chant.
Yes.
Now, the truth is, it was very real. So one of the things that I learned as I got healthy after the mental illness, after 3 years, I did get healthy. I'm off all medication, 6+ years, and that's one of the reasons that I can do what I do. And a gift came to speak into someone's life, and not just an individual, but a group. And so what I actually experienced there, Lauren, was as people were putting forth all those things on the scrolls. As you know, you were there. an energy builds. I mean, the energy's there and it's palpable. And in that energy, call it a word or a blessing or a frequency or a prayer or, you know, God, whatever you want to do. But what happens is an energetic chant, a song can come out, and there aren't any words that can really describe it. It's an experience. But I'd love to hear from, you know, participants who experienced it. I know that when I've done that in the past, I wasn't there, so I didn't get the normal feedback. But when I've done that in the past, you know, the feedback is like, hey, there was something that touched certain people, that really supported people as they were going through their process. And then you continued on with the ceremony, and I was watching live, and it was extraordinary. I mean, it was the people that you were sitting one-on-one with were having such emotional, connected, healing I mean, it was very real. And so I want to honor the sanctity and the purity and the holiness of what actually took place, even though, yes, I was dressed up a little bit and playing a role. The blessing was very real.
Amen. I agree. That was the biggest shocker for me. That was the first of two, because I had a total flip over transformation. Was sitting there thinking, I'm just going to interview people, done it a million times. I knew what they were writing on, but I didn't see what they actually wrote, but you could see the words through the back of the paper. And I was amazed. First thing I saw, a person had theirs folded, and it was like they took up every space, all the space on the paper. I was like, wow, they were getting rid of a lot. But it was how they meant it. It was not a reenactment. It was reality. And I learned a lot from that. I was like, wow, you can put on all this stuff. And I even had the Bajoran nose and the Alan, thank you, Alan, a Broadway makeup artist and designer had done for me. And so it just really taught me about, it's never about what you're wearing or look like on the outside, whether it's a costume or you're a real person. It's about what's on the inside. And I thought I knew that, but I found a whole nother layer of understanding with that through this experience. So, and Dano, so you were up there upstairs, pretending to be working. Whatever you were doing. You were upstairs with Aaron at the E360, because E360 live streamed the entire event. And I'm trying to, oh yeah, there you are, acting like you're doing something. And there is our fearless leader, the president of E360, teaching sensei, young grasshopper here, associate producer, all the ins and outs. And before we get into what you experienced or what you witnessed when you were watching, I forgot to ask. That's very rude of me. I know you were dealing with some stomach issues right before we left. You were lactose intolerant. How's that? Are you feeling better?
I thought you said you were gonna...
Well, clearly you aren't. Oh, Dano. I mean, are you? Okay, that's my last one.
Wait, let me get my kids in here. You got to do that again.
Thank you, buddy. Okay. All right. See, get in television, you guys. Never-ending laughs. Seriously, Dano, I'm kidding. There you go. I'm done with you. Don't be trying to do anything to me on your show either. I'm just telling you, I'm gonna be ready for you.
I got the gears working. Don't worry. That's why I'm sitting here with the smile on my face.
Okay, so you were upstairs, and it was a 2-story penthouse, and all of this equipment and stuff was up there. You really can't see it. It was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And so that's like, if you look at that, that's looking down on where we're at, actually. So I know you were busy working and all, but what did it look like to you through all those lenses?
So the biggest thing for me is, even though, like you said, I was working, the biggest lens that I got from it was just the quality of people that were there. It's exactly like you said. I was going into it thinking one way, that everybody there was going to be, over the top, or whatever preconception that I had was totally thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It really opened up a new lens for me to see that not everybody is perceived to be a certain way. So,
Mhm.
like I said, I thought that everybody was going to be dressed up and, everybody was going to be over the top, but everybody was truly, genuinely nice. And everybody was there to connect and have a good time, to really be in a space where they can be safe and be, like you said, represented everywhere and equally in all forms of media. Um,
Mm,
it was truly something, man. I've
it
never
was.
experienced anything like that. So thank you for Dan Devy for putting that all together, because that I could only imagine. As soon as the event was done, I bet you he just dropped down, because the amount of energy that it takes to complete something like that to that caliber,
Oh
oh
yeah.
man, it was amazing.
Yeah, and Dan Devy got engaged on stage Saturday night. So congratulations to Dan and his fiance. And but as far as the people that were there, now just not just the ones that were there for Gaze in Space. Some of the pictures we're going to show here, people that I told you, I took the pictures. They walked through the casino on the way to the convention area. I talked to a few of them, they just sit there. Oh, wow, you put a lot into this costume. And they were just regular people. Before I went, every time I'd mention that Star Trek thing, it was interesting too. Years prior, when you hear it in just general conversation, it was like, ugh, those freaks, that kind of thing. And then when I said I was going, that was a different story. You're going to Star Trek, and all these closet Trekkies came out, even in my coaching program. Dr. Jan, be 80 years old this year, came out of the closet as a Trekkie fan. Her mouse pad was a Trekkie pad. She had all these little figurines. I was like, who knew, right? But then it was amazing to me how even with all the costumes, like at the party, when the girl, did you see the girl that was, her face and everything were blue in her hands, and she had the blue hair and stuff? Did you see her? Yeah. Talked to her for quite a while, and you don't even see the costume after a couple seconds. Once they start, their personality starts coming through. I didn't even see. Now we're gonna go through rather quickly here. I'm gonna show a couple, and then we're gonna do the commercial break and come back. And now this is what I didn't understand. This is the very last costume picture I took before we left Sunday. And when they walked through, I was like, what in the world? What does this have to do with Star Trek? But they were headed in. So I'm like, okay, anything goes. Anything goes. And so when we come back, we're going to take a brief break, you guys. Get yourself freshen up your coffee. Share this out. When we come back, we've got some costumes, some interesting, let's put it that way, interesting characters that you're going to get up close and personal with, and also some of the footage, not footage, but photos from some of the events that we attended. And there's more to come. We're waiting on Dan Devy to provide us with some, and we'll get those out so you can see them. And also from E360 when they get all of that B-roll and stuff together. But stay where you're at. Get your questions and comments ready for our guest. If you don't get that name off the screen, you wish.
You just realizing that now, man? That was a while ago that I changed that.
Shaking my head. I don't know what to do. Anyway, you guys, Mark, I know we still have some edits to do on this, but oh well, I've been showing it for 2 weeks anyway, and here we go again. We'll be right back after this promo.
Except I received this insight about a title called Prisoner of War. The book.
and welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Michael Harris, and before we bring our guests back in, really quickly, if you see, you all thought I was going to miss that one. Public school is not all that bad. Anyway, if you are looking for a small way to be better, to be stronger, and to take all of your health needs higher, I've got something for you. Head to your local grocery store, pick up a case of these. V8, 60 calories, 2 servings, count them, 1-2 full servings of vegetables in every can, totally 100% vegetable juice from concentrate, and it's easy. So pass up the power drink, the monster drink, the Diet Coke, whatever it is. Put something good inside so you can be the best from the inside out. Start with this, V8. Don't wait until you can say, oops, I could have had a V8. Easy to find. Go down the juice aisle of your local grocery store, and that's where you'll find it. Here they come. They're back. Hello. So, some costumes. I want you guys that are watching to vote on which costume you love the most. Or is it the most? Anyway, I got so many of them. Ooh, let's start with things that are not costumes. Like, there's the stage, the DJ at the Saturday night event, and there's one of the bouncer guys. Oh, and let me tell you this. You know the other bouncer guy, the security guy? Remember the African-American guy? Did you meet him, Dano?
No.
He was in between the two sections, stopping you from coming into, he was supposed to be the guest yesterday, and guess where he's at right now?
Where's that?
Well, I don't know if he's still there, but he was at the hospital yesterday. He thinks he has COVID.
Ooh.
Let's pray that he does. I know. Well, a lot of those people didn't have masks on.
Yeah.
And they were packed in like sardines. I just don't know. I don't know. But there's that. Here is, I loved this one.
That was my favorite.
You saw him too?
Yeah, I was the one that took the picture.
Oh, sorry about that.
In your moment.
Yeah. That one, he was kind of scary.
Yeah.
But it's probably the closest I'll get. Oh, I better not say that. Those Catholics will be mad. I was going to say it's closest I'll get to someone who looks like the Pope. Isn't that horrible? I'm saying the hat and the gown and all that. I'm just saying, don't send hate mail, y'all. I love everybody. Just saying. So yeah, that was a great costume. But still, my favorite is still coming. If that's one of your favorites, put it in the comments. Oh, that is Q. See, Dr. Jan, the closet Trekkie's here. I knew you'd know. What's his birthday, Dr. Jan? What planet does he live on? She knows. Now, here's another unrelated Star Trek costume. And he was performing, coming in out of the elevator. Remember this guy?
Oh, yeah, I do remember him. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So there you go. Probably wasn't even there for Star Trek, but who knows? What was that?
There's a disclaimer from Dr. Jan. She says she's never been a closet Trekkie. She just commented on the show.
Mm-hmm. Well, how come I didn't know? We've been working together for years. So, okay, it's your universe, Dr. Jan. We're just visitors. So, I tied that in. See that universe and all that? Okay, now this I found interesting. There were people who, like, this woman made this dress, and it's just very downplayed. She could take off. She could wear that out to dinner. And nobody would know. But there you go. She was able to fit in how she wanted to. Now, here comes my personal favorite.
Whoa.
And they moved. He could flap them.
Oh,
By squeezing that thing in his left hand, it made his wings move. It was kind of scary, but it was fun. Yeah, that was good. And that orb that lights up, that's pretty cool. My personal favorite. Yours? Put it in the comments. Okay, this guy was very nice. He said he was an admiral. Now, Dr. Jan, are there admirals? I didn't know there was an admiral in any of the Star Trek episodes, but I guess there was.
Yep.
Very nice. And this is an expensive one. He was telling me it's like special order or something. A lot of these people get these made specifically for them. Now, lots of these.
Oh, yeah.
We saw lots of these. Now, are these... You Trekkie fans watching, we see two different. You see the guy on the left has one look, the other two have another with that stripe across. What's the difference? Is that from two different? Is that Deep Space Nine, versus traditional? Are they upper decks, lower decks? What's the deal? Well, you know, who are they? So there's that one. This one, this woman, I had to beg her to stop. I don't know what it was, but she finally did it. I think she was like, I gotta get in there. I gotta get in there. Now I wanted to ask her, but I couldn't because she was in such a rush. What the scarf around the waist, is that just a little thing you throw on, or does it really denote something, make you special? So anyway, you could buy a lot of these kinds of outfits. Now this guy, when I spoke with him, he sounded just like Jean-Luc Picard. He really did. And you see, look how he's standing and stuff. He was just great. One of my favorites as well. So let me see. So that I'm gonna save the other ones for your show tonight. So save the best for what's the name of your show?
Save the best for last. It's called Big Daddy's Special Event. No,
Whatever.
It's called Weekly Dose of DANO.
See, I don't. Why would a 24-year-old? You know, you guys. Oh Lord. So again. Oh, here's the best costume of all. This was the scariest one of all. When I saw it, if there would have been an exit within sight, I would have hit it in no time. I woke up. Brian, wasn't it last night I had the nightmare about this character? Look at that one. What planet, you guys? What planet? Dr. Jan, what episode was this? Because I want to make sure I don't watch it. There. And, okay.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I give you credit on that one.
That was a good one, right?
That was really
okay.
good.
And here's one picture from the very first night when we were just kicking it, right? We didn't work or anything. We just got to know everybody. There's the Gaze in Space step and repeat. And here's a little something when we first got there. First thing we did, we walked in the door and Brian's like, take a picture about that, you know, and I was like, oh, God. He gets his one picture out of the way and then he doesn't remember to take any for the rest of the vacay. So we got that one in. This was one of my fondest memories, seriously. The very first, the next day, no, it was that day. Wasn't that the first day?
No, that was the second day.
It was the second. It seems like a million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about this last night. We went to breakfast. E360 treated us to Aaron on his. That was what he was having for breakfast. His device. And then Brian and I are across the table, and then Dano was there. Good time. Let me see. Do I have anything else? Dano, I have to give you photo credit. I'm just saying, this picture. Getting a lot of love on this picture. So good. And everyone say, oh, you're channeling Queen. And I'm like, who you calling the Queen? Oh, thank you. You know, but then I realized they meant the group Queen, Freddie Mercury. I don't know why, if you stand like that, you got to be him. But it's a compliment. And Dano, a great job that night, as always, seriously. And just a good time had by all. So, Dano, how do you feel about when you're going back to Las Vegas?
So I don't think I'm ever gonna have an experience like that ever again. It was amazing. You know, it was really, a lot of people say, you know, Las Vegas is this, Las Vegas is that. That event truly defined what Las Vegas was for me, and it was just a group of people coming together just to have such a great time. Now when I go back, I'm gonna be so excited just to see.
When are you going back?
I'm not sure. Whenever it needs me to go. Whenever
I know.
the car needs me to go.
I know when you're going back.
When's that?
You're actually going back in a couple weeks.
Why is that?
Because E360 is taking you there.
Really?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No.
Oh, and you didn't know about I think it's Florida. Like a month after that, they're taking you there too.
No, you gotta fill me in on all.
They told me I could break the news. Yeah. They were so impressed with how you were absorbing everything in lightning speeds. Real talk. This was a real call we had yesterday, and asked me how I felt about that. And I was like, "Are you crazy? Take him if you want to." I'm just kidding. And yeah, so you're going to be heading back out on the road to cover some more of our events that are coming up. So congratulations on that.
Wow.
Glad to be able to break the news. So
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I want to, before we get too close to the end of the broadcast, I wanted to, Mark, can you explain to people on a serious note, because all of the people that I interviewed that night of the Gratitude Festival were the things that they told me they had written down were things that I remembered: being invisible, being bullied, names that people gave you that you felt like they were tattooed labels, and they tore them up and they got rid of them with such fervors, that such purpose, that it really got me thinking even more and more and more about this mental health thing and how we can really heal through each other. We don't have to sit down and say, what you got? What you dealing with? Is it PTSD, OCD? What you got? No, just sit down and talk about our experiences and how we go from A to B. A is where we're at. B is everything beyond where we're at. It's that sacred space in between A and B, which is where our journey and our stories and the miracles take place. So, Mark, I'm going to start throwing the information up. Tell people about this donation part of it and why you set it up like that, so that anyone who really was looking for some answers would have access to this book.
So I follow, people might have different words for it. The most secular word would probably be intuition, but it's kind of like this inner knowing, this guidance from beyond, higher power, God, source. And there's an element of trust that comes with that. Well, one of the things that came out after I wrote the book was to give it away for nothing, but ask for something. And so that's what I did my best to set up. Now, the way Stripe works, it needs a minimum of 99 cents in order to process, but essentially you can pay what you want. So we ask for something, but pay whatever you'd like. It's the audio and ebook are both out, but there's a resonance. There's a healing resonance in the audio book. So if you can listen, if you like listening, there's a power in the story, but there's a power in the delivery and hearing, that story. So anyone who's gone through or has a loved one who's dealt with any kind of mental illness, mental health challenge, disorder, etc., this is a healing book. This is a book that inspires hope and leads somebody, forward in their path, in their journey.
I agree. And like I said, just the few chapters that I've started with already, if I wasn't because I usually go to sleep around 9, but yesterday it was like 7:38. And so by the time I got into it, I was like this, and I don't want to miss any of it. Right. But can you, and Daniel, you can chime in at any point too about this. Mental health. Is it the same thing, Mark, in your opinion, as mental illness?
Well, I think we're all on a continuum of health. So everyone's on it, and we're either really on and at the best that we can be, or life threw us a curveball or a lot of curveballs, and there can be some stuckness, and that can show up, and we can diagnose it, but I don't play in the diagnosable part. I'm not a doctor or anything. What I would suggest is
you play one on Facebook.
Yeah, anyone who has a challenge with showing up fully in a given moment. It could be a moment in time. That's a mental health challenge. That's how I look at it. Or it's an emotional health. But I look at mental as it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's all kind of connected. You can't separate one or the other.
Right.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is really to show up, like you said, you show up for people. You show up with no judgment. Show up and listen. Show up and allow for someone to express and be there. And when we seek it, when we allow ourselves to really realize hey, we can get to a place of our optimal life, then the universe is going to show up. God's going to show up, in our life to lead us, to lead that path. And it's amazing, so whatever your faith background is, it's just opening up to the very best of you showing up. And our experience of this is that everyone can transition from something that might have felt like a lifelong stuckness. We had a woman who had 30 years of hallucinations that went away after using some of the tools that are taught that help to just get someone to open up and look at the thing that they had resisted and been afraid of or denied.
I agree. And the thing is too, and Dan, I know you want to chime in on, you had something to say here. It's like, We wouldn't, if I was catching a cold, I'd say, I got a stuffy nose or whatever. I think I'm catching a cold. Okay, that's not perfect health. Doesn't make somebody get up and run like it's the plague. So to sit down and say, I got this thing where I just keep fixing the cups and I got to straighten up stuff. Oh, have you ever been tested for or checked out for OCD? I did not know until a couple weeks ago that there were various types of ADHD. I thought it was all just one big thing, and it's not. There are categories of it. I was like, for real? And here's the thing I love about this book too, is because I knew innately the very first time I've shared this story from time to time when, I knew depression was going to try to kill me because it had already whispered to me that it was coming. And I went to a psychiatrist, and I was in there, maybe not even, so what's going on today is what he said. I haven't talked, right? So, but I hadn't even gotten to the second paragraph. And I saw he wasn't even looking up. He was writing. I'm like, what you writing? Could you let me know? Don't be putting some notes down and get me straight. Don't call them the goons to come get me, right? That's what I'm thinking, because I didn't want to go in the first place. I was scared of what I might hear. And then he's writing, and I said, what are you doing? He goes, oh, this is a prescription. I was like, for who? And he said, for you. I said, what is it? He said, lithium. And I said, he explained what it was. And I said, well, how long will I have to take? He goes, probably for the rest of your life. I wrote my little $62.14 check. I made that figure up. It was $62 though. And I left because it didn't resonate with my spirit. Even in depression, that a pill was what I needed. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what I love about this book, and anything. That's what I love about the Gaze in Space, the gratitude festival that we actually had, because people got rid of things. They took great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, just simply by choice of doing something and putting something they didn't serve them down and picking up something they did. Now, I had these. I was telling everybody yesterday. I cut up the sponge and I took these $7 children's temporary tattoos with me. And while they were talking about their scrolls and all the things that hurt them, this is for all the people who called me names and all the people that beat me up, and they just said it all. I was putting this tattoo on, and then there was Sean. You guys remember him? You probably didn't see him, John, Mark, but Big Daddy, I think you did. Young guy, remember, with the cane.
Oh yeah.
And I had these randomly turned upside down and was just grab them and put them on their hand and peel it off. So here's something new to remind you of what you got rid of that doesn't serve you. Well, I later, about an hour later, overheard a conversation back in the green room where all the stuff was set up, where the step and repeat was, I guess we can call it that. And Sean was already scheduled to go to the tattoo parlor in the Rio the next day to get a Star Trek thing on his shoulder. And I heard him tell Dan Devey that he was also going to get this tattoo, the peace sign, on his other shoulder. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. You know what I mean? Like, what? And Dan said, why? And he goes, because I don't ever want to forget the day that I said goodbye to those things that no longer serve me. And what I thought was a little, kids thing. That's why I'm sending the rest of these to Dan Devey in a thank you card, because it showed me. That's what I mean when I said these people poured into me in ways they could have never known. When I heard that, I was touched from every corner of my soul. And that's the truth. Changed in a way I could have never seen coming. And for those of you who typed in, and thank you so much, Bernadette, Alicia, Jeanette, Tia, Sherry McQueen, and all the rest of you, Robert Brooker, Dr. Jan, all of you who, Christopher Casson, there's a bunch of you. So Lou, about this blessing thing, I'm going to ring the bell and I'm going to say, the blessing is sharing your story. If you want a blessing, bless someone with your truths. Take your truths from wherever you find them, place them in your spiritual palm, and wave them before every door or window of opportunity. And then say, after you. When we do that, we bless in a way we could have never actually planned, and we are in the process of being blessed in a way that we could have never seen coming. It is the most simplistic of intentions that move mountains, cure diseases, change lives. So we were here talking about Star Trek, but we were talking about how something we thought we knew changed us in a way we'll never forget. And I think everybody here, because we were in different positions all around this last weekend. Mark, you were in Texas. Dano, you were actually working, you know, with the live stream and all of that, and doing interviews, and great job on that, by the way. And then I was doing my thing. And then there were you all, who, believe it or not, I felt right there with me every step of the way, because you encourage us, you uplift us, and you bless in a way that if I didn't tell you, you might not know. So I encourage all of you to get out there today and be the blessing you'd like to see in the world. Start by blessing yourself and knowing that it's okay. What, Mark? To not be okay. Any last thoughts before we go? Start with you, Dano.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people think that when they have these flaws or these things that they've gone through, whether they're in the negative light, don't be embarrassed about the things that have happened to you in your life, because in order to have that transparency, I think that's a huge way we can bless other people. Because I always say, trust me, you're not, like, your problems are not special. You're the ones that's special. And a bunch of other people, there's over 8 billion people on this planet. So do you really think that other people haven't had the same experiences as you?
Right.
Of course they have. So it's up to you to really break through it. And when you can connect with that person through your different, types of events that's happened in your life, you have to recognize that these things that you view as flaws or bad moments, no, those are your strengths, those are your power. So I think that's the simplest way to pour into somebody, is to connect on that level. And
right. Common ground.
The other side, yes.
Common ground. We're not above or below each other. We're beside each other. We're not in competition with each other. We're only in competition with time. So, John, Mark, Anaconda, HATTAS, Oracle. So, any closing thoughts?
I think that the one thing I'd like to leave people with is have fun. Find what brings you joy, and do it. And if that means, twinkling your toes in the grass, or singing a song, or making a meal, or hugging the person next to you, like, as long as you have permission to do that.
Right. Just go for the easy parts. Even a compliment to somebody, you guys, you don't have to make up something to be nice to somebody. Just take a good look, see the person, and just find something and share it with them. You might be surprised what comes back from the boomerang effect, the ripple effect, the domino effect, laws, effects, all of those things, principles. Listen, you guys, we cannot break them. However, we can be broken against them. Take that with you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, God willing, right out front on the front porch for our next episode of Bathrobe Moments. And Dan, oh my God. Oh, I'm out of here. Bye, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, Dan. Oof.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.